And Chris Matthews, why does this matter? I remember you saying something a long time ago. I hope you remember saying it. Maybe you only said it one time, but it stuck with me as I was driving through working neighborhoods. You know, you grew up in a working class neighborhood in Philly, and you said, you know what the working guy has? You know what the little guy has? He's got the flag. That's what he's got. And he puts it out in front of his house because that's what he's got. It represents the country he loves, and it represents everything that he's striving to be. And as I saw those flags last night, I was thinking, yeah, that is such a powerful message to people who used to think they automatically had to vote Republican.
Yeah, well, you're right. I did say that. It was the guy who told me that. It's all we've got. It's all I've got. It's the flag. It's my country. It's where I served in the military. You know, last night and this whole week has been unbelievable for the Democrats. The USA, the anthem that you could hear underpinning every speech, including last night's by Kamala, you kept hearing that anthem of "I love this country." Everything. The speechwriters, I'm telling you, people don't talk about the speechwriters. They put those speeches together. Michelle's speech was unbelievable, too. It was unbelievable. But it wasn't just the drama, the way she presented. It's the words she used about, you know, it's just the language about it being a black job that Trump's going for. That's who he's running against, an American woman of color. He's running against her for a black job. It was a riot that she could nail that so well. But the balloons came down. I've been to a half-century of Democratic conventions, and I got to tell you, back to 72, and I got to tell you, the balloons coming down in that cascade, it didn't just a few balloons came down. They kept coming down everywhere, gigantic balloons. The kids were playing with them. It was amazingly produced. It was well produced, especially Tuesday night and last night. Really well produced. The speechwriters got together with the candidates and the politicians, and they worked it out so it was truly their speeches. Grandpa Finnegan, I kept thinking, Kamala has learned a lot in politics over the years. One of the things she learned about is talk about your parents and your grandparents. Bring it home to people. Because when you say Grandpa Finnegan, how many times did Biden talk about his grandpa Finnegan and what his father said when he said Joey or his mother said Joey? This homegrown feeling. She got it last night. She talked about her mother, her Indian mother, and how she taught her all these things, all these basic bromides, if you will, about life. And she didn't quote some philosopher. She quoted her mother.
Right. Yeah.
Who had come over here in 59. I thought it was great about her. And I hope the Democrats, I'll say one measure, the thing that I believe, and I may not agree with the left on this, the hard left. They got us, if they do get into the White House, and it looks like they can do it, be like this when you're in office. Don't switch back to the old hard left. Do this, even if it's tougher to get some Republican votes. Be like this. Be like last night. Diverse. Last night, it wasn't just Trump's carnage speech or debasing Medal of Honor winners and all that horrible stuff. It was the look of the audience last night. It's more diverse than any church you'll go to or synagogue. I'm telling you, it was everybody there. The music, everything was black music, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of culture in the air. So they were saluting that to the people. They weren't just saying America in theory. They loved the room they were in last night.
Right.
And I think that was so powerful to look at that room. They got to bring that room into America the next couple months. They got to act middle of the road, generic Democrats. That's what she's seen as right now. A general, run-of-the-mill, regular Democrat. Not a lefty, not on the hard left, a prosecutor prosecuting a bad guy, but a regular Democrat. That's a good, it's a good feeling. Black or white, regular Democrats are not feared. It's the hard left they fear, and we got to beat history on this one.
A data point on that.
Good. So good.
Before Joe Biden dropped out of the race, there was a poll that was Joe Biden against generic Republican, and generic Republican won by like 6 points. Then it was Donald Trump versus generic Democrat. The Democrat won by 7 points, and that's again she's doing a lot to again try to stay more in the middle, like you're saying, Chris, which actually, ironically, that's, if you look at her career, that's where she is. Like 2020 was a stretch when the Democratic Party in the primary had gone far left, and she was trying to fit into that box. And people say, well, why does she look so awkward at times then, but not now? It's because she was trying to follow where the party was. This actually is a more comfortable fit. You know, Simone, we had talked to Elizabeth Warren earlier, talking about how progressives throughout the Biden administration have been patient. They've been pragmatic. They haven't done what right-wingers in Trump's party has done, which is to make Americans go, what? What's wrong with those people? And it reminds me of, like, the Logan Roy line in Succession, which was the line of the season, probably the best television line of the year. You're not serious people. And when you look at the Republicans and what they're doing, you sit there, you go, you just look at Donald Trump's tweets. You're not serious people. You look at those Democrats last night, a ton of progressives in that hall, ton of progressives saying, we're in it to win it. I mean, that's a serious party.
Yeah.
That's a party that has their eyes on the prize, and they're not going to let ideology get in the way.
Yeah, I mean, this was a convention, I think, that was built to crescendo up to the moment that we saw last night with Vice President Harris accepting the nomination. And the people, I think everybody in that building, and definitely everyone on the dais on the stage, understood the assignment. And they know that there is a fight that is going to ensue coming out of this. To be very clear, September 6th, people start voting in Pennsylvania, as we have talked about. September 6th, people start voting.
Wow.
This is going to be a close election. You know, I am one of the people that believe the election wasn't just close between Biden and Trump when he was at the top of the ticket because people didn't like Joe Biden. I think the election was close because people wanted there are people that want what Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are selling. And I think Vice President Harris understood that. I think moments of this week really felt like a huge celebration. The Vice President did not go out there last night and take a victory lap. She went out there last night. She told people who she was, what she believed, what kind of president she would be, where she stood on a number of key policy issues.
The threat of a Trump presidency?
The threat of a Trump. She prosecuted the case. She laid out the argument. She essentially said, I am a patriot. He is not. I will defend this country. He will not. I am like you. He is not like us, essentially, is what she said in painting her story. And then told people they're going to have to fight. And join me. They're going to have to vote. She said all of those pieces. She was, you know, she looked like she was going to work.
Yeah.
She looked like she could step off that stage and go into the Situation Room. And that is the tone and tenor that Democrats are going to need to carry over these next couple of weeks, because it is going to be a fight. And, you know, I travel all around and I'm talking to people and they're like, oh, I feel like it'll be a landslide. And I'm like, it won't be.
No. This one, we are a 47 nation. I remember back when Joe Biden was having some challenges and Republicans were saying it's over. I said, it's a 47 nation. Democrats are excited now. It's a 47 nation. Right. This is blocking and tackling now. And who does the best in blocking and tackling? To borrow from Coach Walz, that's the team that wins.
We have
so you're
Kamala
exactly
talking
right.
about her mother.